Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mod Pod with Fukunaga,
a podcast that celebrates the strength and pulse of the luxury market. And now, here's your host, Vanessa Fukunaga.
And today's special guest is Javier Plascencia. Plascencia. I love to say your name. There's certain words that I love, like I like to say pantuflas.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Javier Plascencia. Now, how would you describe yourself? Am I supposed to introduce you as chef, author, connoisseur of, I understand you are also the Soul of Baja.
A legend.
A legend. Exactly. No, but that's how people actually would describe you. Cheers.
No, it's just
Welcome.
that first of all, I'm a chef, I'm a cook.
Oh, you're not a cook.
I mean, I love cooking, and I'm a chef, and now I'm a restaurateur. I have many projects and experiences, and that's where life is taking me right now.
Exactly. Animalum by the sea. Finca Altozano. Jazzamango. I've got to, are you coming up with these names, by the way?
Yes.
Who I love a good branding. Misión 19.
I left my team already there.
Okay.
But it's Animalon and in Valle de Guadalupe as well.
Oh, really?
So that's where the whole concept of Animalon started, that in Valle de Guadalupe. It's a 200-year-old tree, and we built this restaurant underneath the tree. So you're dining inside this beautiful big tree, which is Animalon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've been through, but I've never stayed. Yeah. I have to take...
You have to...
I'm on a journey to take more time, spend more time, and enjoy everything we have around us. Look where we live. It's ridiculous.
It's such an amazing place.
It is. And right now we're in La Boutica, our key sponsor, La Boutica in Las Ventanas. So I'm really fortunate that they help us, give us a fabulous ambiance.
Beautiful drinks.
Beautiful drinks. You've been here before?
I've been here before. I love it. I love the music. I love the space, the drinks. It's a great addition to what's happening here in the area.
Don't you think it's really fun? It's like elegant is not even the right word, but like an upscale, fun evening.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Now, you were born in Tijuana.
I was born in Tijuana, and I went to school in Tijuana and also in San Diego. I lived between Tijuana and San Diego throughout my years with my parents, and then when I was married, I also lived in San Diego for some years. I have 4 children, and the 4 of them were born in San Diego.
What did you go to school for?
I went to high school. I got kicked out of school in Tijuana. I was very...
He's a rebel.
Travieso, yeah.
Oh, I know that word.
And as punishment, my parents sent me to the Army and Navy Academy in Carlsbad in San Diego.
Wow.
And I had a great time. That's where I learned to surf. And then I went to high school in San Diego. We lived in Bonita, then Chula Vista, and I went to both Bonita High School and Hilltop High School. Then I went to Mesa College for the culinary program, and that's where I met I had a French teacher who also worked at the Sheraton in San Diego, so he took me to work while I was studying as well. So I had a great teachers and tutors, and I loved cooking since I was at a very, very early age.
Really?
Yes.
I never have.
Yeah.
You know, like those little girls, they typically play house.
Yeah.
With the babies and all of that. No, I used to play office with the phone calls and the secretaries and whatever. I never got into cooking. So why did you just like to cook? Is your mom or your parents, are they great cooks?
Both of my parents are in the business. They're in the business? My dad still is. Yeah, my dad owns the first pizzeria that was open in whole Baja California, maybe even Mexico. As a pizza parlor. It's called Giuseppe's. It's been there for 55 years. Same spot, same location. Now he's got like 11 pizzerias, and also restaurants. But that's where we grew up. Me and my brothers and my mom and my grandma. Everybody used to work there. So I grew up I didn't go home after school. I went to the restaurant because they both had to work. And it's a great story. And that's all we learn how to do. And it's just a passion that we have, because all my family is in the restaurant business. We don't talk politics or anything. It's just restaurants.
What a great experience. I mean, there's nothing like it if you're growing up in there.
Yeah. I
mean, obviously school is very important, clearly, but nothing beats real life experience.
No, and I would say that I was very lucky, and I feel very blessed that I knew what I wanted to do in life at such a young age.
That's amazing.
And that's probably why I became sort of
very successful. Yes, very successful.
Because I know which path I'm going and my passion, and I love to cook. I love to cook for friends and family, and whenever I go traveling, I try to find something to cook, and that's my passion. That's my life.
I will make a note that you like to cook for friends and family. Yes. So when I invite you over,
I would love to.
I'm good at this.
Yeah. Inviting
in the cell phone. Exactly. I have such an appreciation for it, because I definitely don't have the patience. I have creativity in other ways, but I think it really is an art. I mean, it really is, from the tastes to the presentation. What would you say your first restaurant was which one?
The first very restaurant that I opened with my family, it's called Saberios. It was in Tijuana. Right after I graduated from college, and I was working at the Sheraton in San Diego. I met my wife, ex-wife now.
We've all been there.
And I had 4 kids with her, and I got her pregnant. And my dad, well, you're gonna get married. I said, yeah, sure. And I was 21, and she was 18.
Oh my God, you babies!
Yeah. And that's when I started. We opened this first. My dad said, I want to open an Italian restaurant, not just a pizzeria, but I want to add other dishes and pastas and salads. And so I said, I would love to, and let's take a trip to Italy, because if I'm going to open an Italian restaurant, I want to taste what it tastes, the authentic Italian food. And we took a trip to the Mediterranean, spent some time in Italy, and then came back and opened Saberios, which became a huge success since day one.
Oh my gosh.
And that's where I learned. And at 21, I had a team of 10, 12 guys in the kitchen. They all saw me as a kid, but we grew as a family, and that's what I learned. That was Harvard for me. You know, I made a lot of mistakes, but also learned a lot. That was like really good times for me, and I will never forget it. And I had my dad as a backup, you know, teaching me the everything that I needed to know about the restaurant, and my brothers helped me, and then I stayed and worked with the family for about, say, 15 years. We opened like 3 other restaurants, very successful in Tijuana.
Wow.
And then we moved to San Diego. We opened another restaurant in San Diego. And then I took my own path. I wanted to do my own cuisine. I thought I was ready. I asked myself, what am I cooking, Mediterranean or Italian food? If I'm Mexican, I want to learn more about my culture and my cuisine. So I started traveling throughout Oaxaca and Mexico City and Puebla, and talking to a lot of local, the fishermen, and, you know, I wanted to use all local ingredients. And that's how I got started doing my own style or my own cuisine, which is the Baja. The press started calling it Baja Mediterranean, and it became one of the. It's the newest cuisines of all the cuisines of Mexico. You have Oaxaca, you have Puebla, Veracruz, which are very old cuisines. They have a lot of history and a lot of ingredients. In Baja California, we have the best ingredients. We have both, you know, Mar de Cortez, Mar de Pacifico. We have amazing the wines, you know, a lot of farming. So I thought we could do a really, really new, cool cuisine with all of these ingredients. So a lot of the chefs of my generation started this trend of Baja California cuisine, and now it's one of the top cuisines of Mexico and probably the world.
It is the world. Now, but I haven't heard anybody describe it as Baja Mediterranean. I love that.
It's Baja Mediterranean, but we took in Tijuana, well, whole Baja California, we have a big influence of Asians. The Chinese came with the immigrants also in the 1920s to build the railroad. So we have a lot of influence on the Chinese because we have a huge Chinese community in Baja California. Also the Italians, which you're gonna make the Caesar salad today, the authentic one. The Italians came to Tijuana when the prohibition started in the United States. So a lot of these Italians came to Tijuana to open restaurants because they could sell booze. And we have a lot of that history too. And then we have all the immigrants that tried to come and cross the border back then, you know, from all over Mexico. Sinaloa, you have the street food from these guys. So if you take all of these cultures and shake them and put them on a table, that's Baja California cuisine. With the European influences, the Chinese and the local and the Mexican and all the ingredients that we have. And that's what this amazing cuisine is.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So in your most recent restaurants, Animalón by the Sea, it started in Valle de Guadalupe?
No. Well, Animalón started in Valle de Guadalupe in the vineyards. We have 3 restaurants in this 4-acre land. And Finca Altozano, it's been there. We opened it 10 years ago. It's a very rustic, beautiful outdoor space that you can bring kids and family. We have animals, we have goats, we have pigs, we have dogs, and it's just a very, very, very friendly Baja style cuisine. We have a garden and we have a farm. We make our own breads, our own tortillas. We grill a lot with wood fire. It's just, for me, that's Baja California. And then there's a huge tree that encino, which is an oak tree, that is 250 years old. That's what they say. And it's a huge, huge tree that it's sort of like a midget tree, but it's huge because a river used to pass through there, and it kind of like went down a little bit. So we opened the tree, so you enter, and then you're inside this huge tree that just wraps around you.
Oh my!
And we thought this is very special. We've never seen anything like this, so I thought let's open a restaurant here. And one night I was drinking with friends, having fun, and I was just turning out this is a Animalote.
Oh my gosh!
And that's where the name came, Animalón.
Wow!
And it's an experience. It's beautiful. The food is amazing. My chef there, Oscar, who used to work here in Cabo, is doing an amazing job. And it's a beautiful restaurant. It's an experience that everybody has to experience.
I want to go. Everybody needs to go. Now, how does it work? Do you create all the dishes? As you know, I don't cook at all, so I don't know what the process is. Do you create all the dishes and then you show your master chef or your chef your dishes and you taste it and make sure it's what you want, and then that gets on the menu?
Yes. Well,
as you can see, I have no idea.
Yeah. When I have chefs in all of the restaurants and managers, and of course they understand my philosophy on food and the lifestyle that what I want to people when they walk into my restaurants is to feel that Baja lifestyle, that thing that I want to show.
Yeah.
And all my chefs know that and understand it. And I work together with them talking about, let's find this, let's work with this. I try to promote as much as the local producers and fishermen, and I want to be 100% local, which I'm trying, but it's, I have to bring Parmesan cheese for the salad from Italy. But as for me to be 90% local, it's amazing. And that's why my philosophy on food in my restaurant, so the chefs understand that, and then I I ask them always to get involved and let them be. So I let them be. I just try. Say, okay, this is great. Let's work with this. We go to the markets. We travel together a lot to see other cultures and ideas, and I always try to keep them motivated. But the first thing they have to do if they want to work with me is they have to fall in love with Baja.
Exactly. I say the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't need to sell a house unless they're loving the Baja.
Exactly. Because then it's not the same.
It's not the same.
You gotta have the passion and the love of the land and the weather and the people, the get involved in the culture and the community. That's very important for me and my staff.
Yeah, me too. It's almost hard to describe until, I always say, I can describe all of the things, but until you come here, it's a feeling too.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
Yes, and I have many staff that come and they say, I don't know. And they just don't feel comfortable because they come from a big city or whatever, and they just don't get it. I totally see it. And that's the people that won't be cooking from the heart and the soul, So it's people that have to fall in love with the region, and then they'll go from there.
Now, why did you do Ana Melón by the Sea? That's our first and only floating restaurant here?
It is. We, when COVID hit us, I met this wonderful people, Carlos Hudson, who built the restaurant. He works with boats and yachts, and during COVID, we were talking and said, I have this idea to build this restaurant on a boat, and we can be outdoors, and it might work. And she said, come and see it, and show me the project, and said, I don't know, let's see. But then he, after a month, after COVID was almost done, he said, come, I want to show you something. So I went to the dock, and he told me, I want to show you that I already built it. So I went and saw it, and he had that table already arranged with glasses and china. And I say, wow, I loved it. And I thought,
that's
it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to cook, in a small kitchen. But he did such a great job. The design was beautiful. Everything was perfect. So I said, yeah, let's do it. And people really loved it, and especially because you are outdoors. When COVID ended, a lot of people still were a little bit scared of being, inside of restaurants and not to be real close with people. So people really loved it, and we were going to open it for just a few months, but we decided to stay open for. It's a business.
Highly successful.
It's year round. Yes.
Everybody talks about it.
Yes. It's a great concept, and it's the only floating fine dining restaurants that I know of in whole Mexico. And
can you believe that? The only floating fine dining restaurant. I think it is in all of Mexico, right?
Yes, sure.
How often do you get to go to all of your restaurants? How often would you go to Valle de Guadalupe?
No, I all my restaurants are, for me, it's like my kids, like family. I have to go visit.
Yes.
And stay a few days in each restaurant. It's hard to be there, involved in or spend a lot of time in each restaurant because I have a lot of things going on. Plus, I do a lot of festivals, and I do dinners and charity dinners and a lot of traveling. But I'm very hands-on. I'm still in the kitchen in a lot of the restaurants, and I spent probably about 6 months in this area and 6 months in the North.
You
Baja.
do?
Yes. But now I'm a little bit more here.
Come on, it's
You can tell by my color of my skin.
You can't tell by mine because I'm behind closed doors, but when I golf, you can. That is so funny.
Oh, you golf too?
I love to. Do you golf?
I golf, yeah. I'm a 9 handicap.
You're what?
A 9. What's your handicap?
I mean, I'm a 9 on hole number 1.
No, my grandma used to be the champion of Baja in the women's league in Tijuana.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. My mom played, my grandma, my kids. my brothers. We love golf.
It's such a good sport. We have like 26 golf courses here. Plus, we can do so many charity events.
Yes.
So it's good to donate. But then we get to socialize and have a lot of fun.
And we can drink.
And we can drink. Exactly. Oh, you have to be, if you're a 9, you're going to be on my next team. We're going to win.
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, my
God. I love playing tournaments as well.
You do?
Yeah. We used to do a really big tournament for my restaurant in Tijuana to help the kids, Club de Niños y Niñas, or an orphanage. And we always love to give back to the city that gave us so much. And golf tournaments, we do that.
That's a great way to do it.
It is.
How do you handle, I always wonder this, like the leftover food at a restaurant? Do you guys have a process? Do you donate to your employees or to the locals? Or how do you not waste the ingredients that come into your restaurant? Or they just aren't because they're managed so well with all of the dishes?
It's well managed. When we have like caterings and we get leftovers that we know our employees can take home. Exactly. We do that.
That's a nice benefit.
But we don't have a lot of leftovers. Sometimes and we're starting a program, a sustainable program that we're gonna start doing, especially the restaurants here that have the gardens or the farms. We're gonna start doing a whole compost with whatever leftover food we have, like eggshells and everything, fish scales and fish bones and everything for our produce. Wow! We're gonna start this year. I'm excited for that. We're gonna be as sustainable as possible. So no plastic, less use of water, all of that, and we're gonna be certificated by a company in Mexico City that we're going to start working this summer, and I think we have to start thinking about that.
We do. Future. We were just saying, I mean, it's hard, it's almost overwhelming to think about all the things that we have to do, but if you just do one thing, one little thing.
Start with plastic.
Exactly, like glass bottles.
Exactly.
Like glass bottles, exactly. So, you're known as the Soul of Baja. Did you come up with that phrase? People have said that about you. I don't even know if you couldn't have come up with it. I've heard a million people here talk about you like that.
I have the brand of the Soul of Baja. I think my daughter came up with it, or I don't know. I also surf. That's why I came here for surfing.
To Cabo?
To Cabo, to Todos Santos. I signed in a surf tournament like back in 87, 88, while I was in college with my friends. We drove. It was such an amazing time. It was a whole different Cabo. And back then. Yeah. And then I never imagined it was going to be the Cabo that it is today, that I was going to be here, with my restaurants. But I came here for surfing, and I've traveled throughout the whole Baja. I really love the whole lifestyle. And my daughter said, "You're the Soul of Baja." And she came out with the branding, and now we have, hats, and we have clothing, and we have a wine that is called the Soul of Baja that our friend Lulu Martinez makes for us in Valle de Guadalupe. Oh my And gosh. We have the book that we came out with the book 4 or 5 years ago, and it's called the Soul of Baja. So now it's
your brand. I love a good branding.
It's a brand.
And this year you won Best Chef of the Year 2023.
I did. We're very excited about that.
Best Chef of the Year 2023. It's not your first or only award, but it's the most recent.
It's the most recent.
Congratulations.
And we're very excited. And I mean, I think we work hard, and as I've said before, it's a passion that I have, and I love to teach other the younger generation. I like for them to see that it can happen. You can make it in this industry, but it's a lot of hard work and a lot of tears and hard work and cuts and whatnot. But if you're having fun, like I'm still having a lot of fun, you're gonna make it.
What piece of advice would you give to young people that want to start in the culinary industry? Like your best piece of advice? Is it the business? If you have your passion, understand the business aspect as well?
Yeah, it's not just about cooking anymore. You have to learn about costs. You have to love public relations, and you have to love people as well. And marketing is very important. And it's just being in the kitchen. You have to now be, front of the house, talking to guests and get involved in the details, the wine program, the cocktails. It's just not just about cooking anymore. You have to have, more rounded, live with everything.
You're doing so much. What do you think your next step is? What is your next chapter? Or you're not going to tell me? Speaking of cocktails, let's have a drink. So. Exactly. Cheers. Well, you think about whether or not you're going to tell me your next chapter.
No, I think I still have a lot of projects that I want to get involved or do. I've just learned I'm going to be a grandfather.
Oh my gosh! So, congratulations!
I'm excited about that. I want to spend some time with when he's born. But I don't see myself as stepping down. I have a lot of projects that I still want to get involved in, and I want to open more experiences here in Baja. I'm starting to write another book.
What do you know the title?
It's going to be about tostadas.
Oh, okay.
From the whole Mexico. Because I love tostadas, and I think a really good tostada represents Mexico.
Okay.
Everything that goes into a tostada, it's amazing. And you have fancy tostadas, you have street food tostadas, you have really homey tostadas, and I think it's a great dish that represents the whole regions of Mexico. It's very different.
I like that. And you can get really creative with it.
Super creative.
Yeah, I say that, and I have no idea how to cook. So, last thing, you've explored all over the Baja, but or all over Mexico, where in Mexico do you want to explore next? Do you want to understand maybe their culinary taste or what's super special about that region?
I really love Oaxacan cuisine.
I haven't been.
It's an amazing culture, and the people are amazing, very friendly, lovely people. They're very talented, I'm pretty sure 80-90% of Oaxacans know how to cook and really well. And that's and we're making a mezcal with one of my business partners too. We already made one with my kids. We bought ingredients from California. We brought them to Oaxaca and spent a week making this really amazing mezcal with my family.
And it's called?
It's called Gracias a Dios, and it's a pechuga. It's a celebration mezcal for weddings or when people want to celebrate something. We bring this mezcal. I sell it at the restaurants.
I was just going to say, where can we get it?
Yes,
we can buy it at your restaurants?
You can buy it at my restaurants, and it's great. We also made a gin made of agave with botanicals of what a gin, but also we added citrus from California and some even a little bit of seaweed from the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, my people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
very,
that's so
very
interesting.
It's amazing. And
where do people get that?
The restaurants.
Okay. Is there a name for it?
It's the brand is called Gracias a Dios.
The whole brand.
It's called Animalon. The name of the gin and the mezcal.
Oh my gosh. So we all have to go and try out all the restaurants. And I know you were saying that's, cooking is even more, you have to be more than just cooking. But when I hear you describe even the cocktails, the mezcal or the gin that you're creating, how interesting.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. It's just not cooking. You have to get involved in everything. Everything. I love drinking and I love cocktails. I love creating cocktails as well. And one of my daughters who's in Australia right now, she's a bartender. She loved she loves to create cocktails, and now she also leaning towards the kitchen because it's, creating cocktails, it's also about tasting and using, botanicals and fresh ingredients and fruits. So I'm very excited of what's coming with her and my kids.
How interesting. Now, I know you've spent, like, your first trip with your dad was to Italy. And speaking of Italy, are we going to, I understand that we might be making, I say we, but it's really got to be you, a Caesar salad?
Yeah,
Is that from Italy?
So a lot of people don't know this, but the authentic Caesar salad was created in Tijuana, Mexico. And it's a Mexican dish. Why? Well, because it was created in Mexico. It was created by two Italians, a chef and the restaurant owner, which is Cesar Cardini. They came to Tijuana in 1924 when the Prohibition started, and he was a tall, handsome Italian guy that was working in the front of the house. And in back in the house, Livio Santini was a cook. He also came with immigrants that came through from Italy to the United States. And he hired him, and one night he was cooking. After hours, he was eating the salad with his hands. And one of the clients passed through the kitchen, saw it, and said, "Hey, Livio, she was a regular client. What are you eating?" And she said, "Well, it's a salad that my mom used to make for us. We were very poor. We had stale bread, the croutons, Parmesan cheese. We had the farm, so she had lettuce, eggs, and that's what we ate." And she tried it. She loved it. She said, "Oh, can you make it for her friends?" And she said, "Sure." So he made them. They tasted. They loved it. And Cesar Cardini was just watching, and then he started making it tableside, and that's how it all got started. Now we have the restaurant, we have the original recipe, and which you're gonna make, and every salad that comes to the table in this restaurant, which is called Cesar's in Tijuana, it's made tableside. We sell about 3,000 something salads a week. Everyone, it's made tableside.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a really, really fun, beautiful restaurant. It's got a lot of history to it. And it's a Mexican dish.
That is so crazy. Nobody knows that it's a Mexican dish.
No, when I travel to Italy or somewhere in Europe, you're always going to find a Caesar salad in any restaurant, any hotel. And I will tell the waiter, "Hey, do you know what about the salad? Who created it? Did you know it's a Mexican dish?" "Come on, what are you talking about?" Then I tell them the story, and they're like, "Oh, well, a lot of people don't know the story." It's gonna turn 100 years.
Oh my gosh!
Coming up, we're gonna do a huge celebration in Tijuana.
We have to be there. Come on. Thank you. All right, let's do it. This Mod Pod experience, and let's make the Mexican originated Caesar salad.
Let's get dirty.
Now, normally for our Mod Pod experience, I'm usually putting my guests on the spot.
Yes.
So I've done it before where I'm not trying to trick you, but, have you blindfolded, taste some things, see if you can guess it. But today you're going to put me to the test. But please do a lot of the work because I don't know how to do it.
Well, I'm going to put you to work.
This is very intimidating.
This is the original tableside Caesar salad that was created in Tijuana. And the cool thing about this, a lot of people don't know this, but you have to eat it with your hands. That's the way you eat it. Okay?
Okay.
So let's start. We have garlic. This is fresh garlic. And we're going to do a salad for 2 people. And then I'll give you the recipe so you guys can post it on your... So you're going to help me pressing, okay? And it's very important to use a wooden bowl. Okay? Okay. Then I'm going to add my egg yolk, which is passed through about 30 seconds on water just to get rid of any, salmonella or whatnot.
Okay.
It's a fresh egg. It's an organic egg from a farm.
Do I just keep going?
Yeah, just... And then we're going to add a little bit of the lemon juice. This is lemon and lime. And we're going to add a little bit so that, the egg cooks. You're doing fine. Beautiful.
I mean, it looks like I'm actually cooking.
This is anchovy. It's a paste already chopped it, so it becomes sort of like a little paste.
So it did. You know, I don't know. So do you buy that, or how does?
Yeah, we bought it. We buy the anchovies in the can.
Okay.
It's Mediterranean anchovies.
Okay.
Just press it.
Okay. Pressing.
Press the anchovies with the garlic.
Yes.
Now you have the eggs.
Pressing.
Okay. And I'm gonna add
mostaza.
Mustard.
Does it matter what kind? That looks like Dijon. Okay.
1 tablespoon. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh God. I already did my workout today. Okay, keep going.
I'm gonna add a splash of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Like half a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more.
See, this is where I would mess up. I wouldn't know how much to put in.
And then olive oil.
Okay.
This is extra virgin olive oil blended with a little bit of vegetable oil, because if we use only extra virgin olive oil, it'll become too bitter because of the oil.
That's a good tip.
You have to
keep going. Okay.
Like,
all right. Sorry. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. I mean, look at this. I'm basically cooking.
You are good.
Javier, come on. I'm hired.
And you want to be mixing it so it doesn't break.
Okay, yes, I'm mixing it.
Always with a smile and y porte.
Exactly. Right. I'm enjoying. Exactly. I'm making your salad by the table. And I'm hoping that Javier doesn't fire me.
No. It's looking good.
Oh, you're a lefty.
I'm a lefty. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. Yummy. So you see how you make. So
my gosh.
Then we're gonna add a little bit more olive oil. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Olive oil is good for you.
I like olive oil.
And now you see.
It looks like a real dressing.
It's like a real dressing. Then we got a little bit of. This is 100% authentic Parmesan Parmesano Reggiano. Okay.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt and pepper. And
I'm pretending like I'm a real chef. It smells wonderful.
Smells nice, huh? And then
oh my gosh.
Give it a little taste. Then we take our heart of romaine. Very fresh. And you don't wanna stir a lot because you don't wanna break the lettuce.
Okay.
They have to be really fresh, very crisp. And you go back and forth, get it really nice and covered. This. And then
I can't. I love it. Yep.
Put them in the little plates.
Okay. Am I supposed to do something other than have a cocktail?
No.
Okay.
Just enjoy, have the cocktail, and taste. And then we're gonna shave fresh Parmesan.
You make it look so easy.
And voila. Let's taste it.
Oh my gosh.
You take it like this. You go cheers.
Oh, hold on. Cheers.
And
that is good.
That's good.
That is good. Oh my gosh.
Forgot about the croutons. Croutons are very important for this salad. They're made of baguette, fried in olive oil, and that's it.
I like the experience. Cheers. For all of the restaurants. I mean, and you're not going to get Javier like I'm getting him today. Animalon by the Sea, Finca, and gracias. Oh, it looks like I actually will work for you. I'm working for tips. Finca.
Finca El Tosano, Animalón in Valle Guadalupe, Finca La Divina, really, really beautiful bed and breakfast hotel. Caesar Salad in Tijuana, Caesar Restaurant, Casa Plascencia, Villa Severios, Dos Santos, we have Hasamango. Hasamango Cafe. 5 years, it's an amazing restaurant, farm to table. Animalón by the Sea in Cabo, and Semillon in San Jose del Cabo. You have to try that.
I know, Semillon. Oh my gosh. And the book, The Soul of Baja.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Javier, this has been an incredible experience. You make me feel like I'm an actual chef.
You are a chef. You have the talent.
Cheers. Salud, everyone.
Thanks for listening to ModPod with Fukunaga. Follow the episodes on all major podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and many more.